and he was being down and sincere about it. And that and the girl at the playground, I believe.
That one I really believed in too, because as much as I think Matt Moneymaker can get a little too overexcited about things and is really the most uncritical of all four of them, really he always says it's a Bigfoot, unless it's a really, really kind of dumb encounter. But that one, I was really like, there really isn't any other thing that this could be. It was broad daylight. They were the Bigfoot and this woman were both standing still. It was really close, and I really bought his explanation for why he thinks that it happened the way it did.
I did too, because even before he stated it on the video, even before he stated it on the video or on the episode, I was thinking the same thing he was. I believe that it was curious, and she thinks it was a female Bigfoot, if I can remember correctly.
Yes.
And the thing that really made me believe it was the fact that there were children out in the playground.
Yeah. And the one thing that I watched another episode today that wasn't in season 2, but I was just kind of interested in it. Renee thought she heard a Bigfoot call, but at first she thought it was kids playing. And the rest of them were saying how a lot of Bigfoot calls sound like kids playing until they become a little more guttural, and then you can tell that that's not what it is. And maybe it mistaken it for another Bigfoot, and that's why it came in. But then maybe it was a little curious because these people look so unthreatening, and they decided to take a look and see, what the deal was with these people. Because like Matt pointed out, a lot of Bigfoot sightings take place between hunters and male Bigfoots who are kind of threatening each other. So I really believe that what he said about them both being curious about each other was true. It was really an interesting sighting. It's very rare. Yeah,
I'm just going to say right now that this is probably going to be the episode where we actually talk about more other episodes that happened in the past, because it's our first episode. But next week I really want to shy away from that a little bit more. But I would like to mention, I don't think it was last week's episode, or maybe it was the week before, but it was that guy that they thought, all of them thought that it was a hoax. And there was that thing that just sort of crouches down. That big bulky thing. There was one thing that he said that I kind of believe in, and that is the fact that Bigfoots are nocturnal. I personally believe that. And
me too, yeah.
Or at least in most cases, But, and I really believe that if they traveled in packs, then there would have the guards. And that he was saying, like, yeah, I think this was one of the guards, and it was signaling another guard, and then another guard was going to tell the pack to start moving, and I kind of believe that. I kind of do believe that scenario, but I didn't believe in his story.
No, I didn't either.
I think it was a brown bear. I think it was just like a brown bear or something. Because it was clearly, it was clearly really big and bulky. Because I was looking at it, comparing it to other trees in the video. That thing is really big and bulky. But I think it was just a bear.
On this particular episode, I wanted to bring up, how do you feel about grid searches?
Oh, I hate those.
I think that they're a really dumb idea. I think that, especially for the people that they get, I don't think using civilians as part of these grid searches is a good idea. The first time I ever saw a grid search wasn't even on this show. It was actually watching Monster Quest one time, which I don't really like that show, but I watched this one time because they were talking about the Jersey Devil, and they did a grid search, but they used all real hunters. These people knew the woods, and they knew how to be quiet, and they knew what to look for.
You see, that's what I do if I was doing one, right?
I'm fine with that. That makes sense in my mind. But when you get a bunch of kids and, just people who want to be on TV out there, it's going to turn into a mess.
Yeah.
And what this one really was to me. And the one that was kind of interesting, but I've seen stuff like that and I didn't believe it, was the trees that were up against they were kind of the sticks that were built up against the tree.
Yeah.
I didn't buy Bobo's explanation.
It was too small. To be one of those things. I have seen pictures of those things, and by far it was the Ohio Grassman that made the most captivating, or case of the most captivating sort of home, and it was made entirely out of picked grass, or picked like wheat grass.
I've seen that picture.
And it is really an ominous picture. I mean, there's certain pictures that really creep me out.
Yeah, that one that you put in the intro was really creepy, I think. The one with it, like, looking up from the lake.
Yeah, I think that's a fake, but, yeah.
It creeps me out.
Yeah. It creeps me out too. But yeah.
Yeah. I didn't buy anything they found on the grid search. Really, nothing really got to me.
Right.
And then that next night investigation was pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Except for the rock, but that could have been anything really. I mean, it could have just been a rock that fell off a cliff.
This could have been, yeah. Because clearly there was a cliff there, and I was like, yeah, it could have been a rock that just fell in it. Yeah, it just wasn't. It wasn't a very, very good episode. I'm just really looking forward to when they find something really concrete, or they find something really out of the ordinary. I mean, the fact that they got a call, I thought was cool, because
they don't get them very often, and when they get them, it's usually really convincing.
Yeah.
But yeah, these past few episodes have been pretty uneventful in terms of what they're actually doing. I mean, they get a lot of really interesting stories, but they just haven't really found anything that I thought was really, really concrete.
Yeah.
It might just be where they're going. They're going to some really kind of, I don't want to say out there, but kind of areas where it might be really easy to scare one away. Where they're not going to come in and, look around. And I think that once they get an area where it's big, there's not people around, and they don't do another grid search, I think that we're going to get something really kind of interesting, and that's something we can talk about when they find it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to them going into Canada, because Canada has had some really, really interesting sightings. And something that I really want to bring up on this video is that I don't think Bigfoots are out to, like on Sci-Fi Channel, they're out to kill us or eat us. Personally, I don't think Bigfoots actually, and I shouldn't call them Bigfoots, I'm going to call them Sasquatches, not Squatches, that drives me nuts.
I love it, it's stupid, but I love it.
But I don't think Sasquatches really eat meat. I think they eat more plants than meat, and the reason why I have that hypothesis is because, or that theory, because of other great apes. And other great apes don't really eat meat. Gorillas do not eat meat. They are vegetarians. And so my idea was that, Gigantopithecus also apparently never ate meat. They, judging by their teeth, they only ate, they were only vegetarians. And that's why I think Bigfoot is mainly a vegetarian. Like those stories of them killing deer, I don't believe in those at all.
I think they eat fish at the very least.
Yeah, I could picture them eating fish, yeah.
I think the fish makes the most sense. I mean, the really thing that makes me question the whole deer theory is that there's never been a report of them coming in and actually seeing one consume one. Because I've heard stories of people seeing them going in and picking up fish, but I've never heard a story of them coming in and specifically eating deer. I have heard of them coming in because of those kind of smells, but I don't think they come in looking to eat it. I think they just come in because they smell it, and I think that's just kind of kind of an instinct. I mean, how often? I mean, when I go in the woods and I smell something funny, I'm going to go in and look at it because I want to know what it is. I think that they approach it the same way, and I agree. I don't think that they would go after people as a food source. Only because, in a weird way, that's kind of cannibalism. Because it would kind of be like a gorilla eating a human being.
Yeah.
And consider we're all primates. I doubt that we'd be on the menu.
I will say this. You know what I really want them to try? I want them to try using pheromones. Like.
That's proven to be kind of uneventful. They've done it on Monster
I know,
Quest.
but I want them to try pheromones to see what they get.
I think it'd be a good idea.
Because they haven't tried it yet, so I'm just curious what'll happen if they try it.
Yeah. Another thing, I don't think they've tried this, I may be wrong, is call blasting actual ape noises. I don't think they've done that yet.
No, they haven't done that yet, and I was really wanting them to do something like that too.
Yeah, because they do a lot of their own noises, and that's I love that. That's one of the things that got me interested in the show, because they did that themselves, and they were really, really good at it. I mean, Bobo's Bigfoot calls are really good.
Yeah.
But really spot on with what I've heard on recordings. And I really think that they should try call blasting ape noises, great ape noises, because I've heard things of that really working.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried the baboon thing, but that's not a great ape.
Yeah. Then you try great ape.
They need to try gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees.
And one tactic I really liked was, what was it? When they had Renee up in a tree and the rest of them were walking around. I think that is a really good tactic.
With the torches on the Rhode Island episode?
Yes. I do think that's a really good tactic. I wouldn't use torches. What I'd do is I'd just be walking around and have someone sitting in a tree, and what I would try to do is try to flush something towards that person in the tree. Then that person in the tree, I would have it completely dark there. I wouldn't have any cameramen around that person or even me in a case like that. But I would have it completely dark so they can't really see.
Yeah. How do you feel about their solo investigations when they leave someone there for a couple days?
I like those.
I think it's a great idea.
I love that idea. Just leave someone there for a few days, see if they get anything.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I like the whole idea of them doing other stuff while whoever they leave behind is doing that. Because I think that you're going to get a lot of more activity that way because they're going to be more inclined to come in because they're less threatened. Because, I mean, if you got 4 people walking around with big packs on and these big metal things sticking out and coming in front of their faces, I think you're going to be a little more intimidating. But when you've got one guy walking around with a backpack, they're going to come in because they think that it's just some regular guy. Making noises that sound like them. So, yeah, I really like the solo investigations, too. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up?
Not really. I think that was really from this particular episode that I thought we should bring up.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Alright, so I'm Adam Noyce.
I'm Bill Worster.
And sayonara, we will see you next week for that episode as well. Hope to see you, or hope to, I hope you watch us. Hit the like button. Subscribe to me, not this guy. This guy's just no. He's just worthless.
This is true. No.
No, subscribe to this guy. He's pretty cool, even though he's more famous than me on YouTube. Anyways,
asshole. Check out EGC monthly reviews.
Oh yeah, those are really cool. I love those. So yeah. There will be some more DVD reviews coming up for me, and there will be a video coming up of behind-the-scenes footage from Lake of Death to show you that we are indeed filming. I've just been lazy and haven't imported anything to my computer in like 3 filming sessions. So, yeah, sayonara.